Seriously, I absolutely hate it when an aspect of a story happens and it's not fucking explained. What I mean by this is earlier in the series, Sho is able to contact his mother, who, keep in mind here, okay, the entire school, including Sho, got transported millions of years into the fucking future where it's a barren fucking wasteland, and yet, for some inane reason, Sho has a mental link with his mother, yet all the other fucking kids don't. And it's not explained why. Now, there is some unspoken explanation in this volume regarding that she's just kind of hearing his voice through the static of the TV, but I'm pretty sure in the past volume she heard his voice like directly in her fucking head. Normally, this wouldn't bother me at all, but the sheer fact that this manga uses logic 90% of the time, and this 1% that doesn't use fucking logic, or, sorry, I should say 99% of the time, but this 1% that doesn't use fucking logic, it kind of hopes that the reader forgives that aspect. But you know what? I'm holding out on the fact that it will be explained at some point in the future. Because, sometimes there's stuff that authors won't necessarily explain right away, and they'll hold off on it until the appropriate time when it comes for said explanation. Like, we still haven't got an explanation as to why they all got transported. There's no explanation as to how come these kids were able to contract the same fucking disease that happened simultaneously in the past, or I guess rather the present, to some fucking people in Tokyo after coming back from America. Not to mention the monster that appeared a few volumes back. So there's a lot of unanswered questions here, and I feel like we keep getting more questions and less answers. And it's almost as if Kazuo Umezu is just asking his readers, please hold on, keep going, trust me, you'll get your answers at some fucking point. Also, I'm still amazed by how easily he's killing off a lot of these kids. Like, damn. I'm pretty sure I read up on the fact that there is like a live action aspect for this story. I always wondered like how that would work. I should probably check it out sometime. Yeah, you got kids that die from getting burned alive to death. You have kids that die from getting bludgeoned or impaled. Kids that die getting decapitated. Kids that fucking die. Fuck. What other one am I missing here? Oh, that get sucked into quicksand and they can't get out of it, so they suffocate to death. Yeah, lots and lots of kids fucking die in this series. And yet, despite the insurmountable amounts of death that we get, it seems that there's always a fucking abundance of red shirts. There is something that I do like, though, and that is just because Sho and his mother have this, telekinetic link between each other, doesn't necessarily mean that, because he can connect with his mother doesn't necessarily dictate that his mother's able to fulfill said obligation without any sort of backlash to it. And this volume clearly showed that she's on a totally different page from the rest of the parents. The rest of the parents have just pretty much given up. They have accepted the fact that their kids are gone and they'll never be coming back. But Sho's mother knows that her kid is, well, that he's gone from that point in time, but that her kid is still technically alive. You know, when I first started this manga, I was hoping to wow, kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, but anyways, I was, honest to God, hoping for a horror manga, for a manga that would just leave me in disbelief for the majority of the time reading it. And granted, there are aspects of it that are quite horrifying, but the more I'm getting into the story, the more I realize that this is more of a thriller than actually horror. Yeah, there are horror elements to it, but it's more of a thriller and a mystery and a drama than it is actually horror. So anyways, I gotta ask you guys, what do you think of The Drifting Classroom Volume 6? Let me know in the comments down below. If you'd be so kind, give the video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel. And once you subscribe, make sure to hit that notification icon. Looks kind of like a bell. Alright, ciao for now.